Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Late, but I'm here. Well, late. I said that it could take longer, right? So, all good. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we can get some stuff done today. In terms of the terrain. I need to write some sort of yeah, some sort of allocator. Which hopefully works out nicely. Yeah. Let me quickly think about all of that, what I wanted to do. Yeah, so what I want to do today is basically write a GPU allocator. So we probably put that here in includes, most likely, I guess. And we create a new memory slash free list allocator, I guess. Something like that, I don't know. And then we have a layout scaler, I would say, because why not buffer reference? Oops. Not what I wanted. Buffer reference align for buffer GPU, well, actually buffer free list. And we do that, and we do that, and then here that is a uend free slots. Free slot count, I guess. I don't know. Total capacity. Oops. I don't think we would need a size for that, but we can do that. Now we have a list of slots here. And then we get a uend. I guess allocate probably be a good-ish name for it. Oh, god damn it. Okay, perfect. So that's how I wanted. I needed to do the chat differently on the second monitor. That's nice. Alright, so allocate. And we probably get a buffer. Well, I guess that's a GPU allocator then, I guess. I guess. U and count. And I guess we would want to allocate somewhat consecutive. And to be honest, let me think how I would want to do that, because I think I want to like consecutive number of slots. Oh, okay, that it is like 3 slots, I guess. Indices to 3 slots. So that's really just yeah, okay, that's really just the manager. Thank you for the follow, boring dystopia. Welcome, welcome. But we would always want to hand out consecutive ranges. which I'm not sure how to do. Let me see, maybe I find something. How would I do that? Is there something like that already? Probably, right? I can't be the first one to do that. Oops, it's time to done. That's our C++. That's cool. Cooler, which I don't really need. Maybe that's not really done. Maybe I'm overcomplicating it. I could read it back. I mean, that would be one way to do it. Should have maybe spent a little bit more time researching that before turning on the stream. Because my problem is I can't do it here with that I have here, but that really only fits like one slot, which is not really what I need. And I think rain system If I'm not mistaken, my extract here, I think it runs in like multiple stages, right? So it definitely runs in one big step, right? Which one is that? The init volume shader, I guess. Yeah. Yeah. I could. I mean, that doesn't really help too much. Well, does it help? Maybe it does. I don't know. I could run on the chunk. Maybe. That help? Jesus, that is like complicated, not gonna lie. So I need to run the where is my, did I not have a closing bracket here? Okay, interesting. So what I need is run over the requests and count vertices. Then we run a prefix sum on that. Or do I need that then? Maybe not. Well, I mean, I guess I kinda need it. Word chunk. Allocate slash, yeah, allocate buffer range per chunk, and then generate triangles. Per request. Something like that. But this one is a little bit complicated, or like at least for me, because I need to return ranges here. That needs to be atomic. Although that might be fine, right? Am I not doing something similar already in... Oh, I had caps lock on. Generate volume, I guess. And then here. Or not here, where was that? Or actually here, yeah. This is like an atomic, and then it's arranged in like consecutive order, but that does only work as long as we didn't return anything. Once we return something, that doesn't really work anymore. Yeah, that allocation I have to think about. I mean, I guess I don't really want to do a sync, like a read back. Or maybe that's what's needed to make it nice. I don't know. Actually, you know what? Let me do something else today. I'm not seeing myself doing that today. Well, I mean, kinda. Well, okay, no, let's try to do it. Or let's try to do some stuff of it, I guess. So let's assume the GPU allocator just does the correct thing, and for now we keep it simple because we don't really do a whole lot of currently we don't really do a return anyways, so it doesn't really matter. But we will add it to do. Needs to be smarter to handle ranges correctly and hand out and be able to return ranges of memory of slots. So for now, I guess we can just leave it as is and do it very, very simple, which is just a normal allocator that just hands out basically the range that is requested, I would say. So basically in the allocate we do a U and slot index or start slot index is atomic add, well actually atomic sub. I think there is atomic sub, right? GLSL atomic add, and I would assume is there no atomic sub? Does it need to be atomic add with a minus? Okay, I guess it has to be an atomic add with a minus. -1. Well, minus count actually. And if the start slot index is 0, then we didn't have any. Why am I doing it like that? Hold on, does that make sense? Maybe it doesn't make sense to do it like that, I'm not sure. I've never written a GPU allocator, so I'm not sure what makes sense there. I'm just thinking what I'm doing here doesn't add up quite as how I would want it to do. I mean, for sure what we should do is there should be an well, this one is for, oh wait, yeah, that's a bit problematic, right? think I would want this to be int. Wait, what atomic options do we have here? Atomic compare and swap and atomic exchange. Okay, so we don't want that. We might want that actually. Int data and you int data, okay. I mean, potentially, let me think. How would I want the allocator to work? If I would write it on C++, how would I want to work? How would I want it to work? I wanted to hand out ranges. Ranges of slots that are consecutive. So I guess I mean, most likely I need some sort of there has to be something like that already, right? Okay, that's not really what I want. I don't think that's as well what I want. That's mesh buffers, which they're still CPU allocated, right? Yeah. I mean, I will do the CPU allocation, but I would want to hand it out on the GPU. I mean, I guess, let me... Maybe I don't do that. And maybe I don't do that. It's just the capacity. Like, yeah, maybe. And then we have here a struct of let's do a memory range. I don't know. Oh, length. It's not CPP. My like it thinks it's a C++, but it's not. It's a shader header. And then I guess that would be a memory range. And we would need to be able to merge them again. But I mean, basically it would be that, so that we try to find a range that we would fit. So basically we do 4 each. Well, I guess we could do a helper function here. Find range, I guess, for a uint count. And we return an int. Or actually, I guess we could do uint here. And then we say, well, we need the allocator here as well. If for u and I, in allocator range count, plus plus I guess. Although that could raise as well, I guess. But let's not... We're not deleting anything, so it doesn't really matter, I think, currently. So if the allocator at ranges at I guess that would be... let's do size, I guess. If count is less or equal to the size, then we found one and we can return I. Otherwise, here we return -1. Return an int here. Make that an int. Perfect. And then we do an int. Array, like, yeah, free range index, or like range index. As find range. And then while atomic compare exchange, right? Was it atomic comp swap? And we want to basically compare. So what is it? An atomic comparison of compare with the contents of mem. If the content of mem is equal to compare, then the content of data is written into it. Exactly. So what we want to do is I want to write into allocator dot ranges at memory range index dot size int expected size is that minus the count. And we want to write that in there. And while that is not the case, we continue. And if we then we do memory range index, find range again. Unless what does it return? Does it return? contents of the memory being updated by the atomic operation are guaranteed. Yeah. But does it return the updated value or not? I would assume this returns the updated size. Let's assume this does return the updated size. GLSL atomic comp swap. Is there an example? I would want to see how that's used. What is that? It's not really what I wanted to look at, but okay. I mean, I guess I learned something, that's good. Okay, well, I'm not sure if that is always there, so let's not deal with that. That's not really what I wanted to look at anyways. Oh wait, there's an in-out parameter, is that it? Oh, it's in-out that. But how do I know that it succeeded? I guess I know if it's what I wanted, if it returns me the correct value. I guess that's it, right? I want to probably compare that the value that I get back is the one I expected. If wizard is expected, then we can break here. And we succeeded. Otherwise, we probably have to continue. So if basically I need to take that again. If the count is still smaller or equals to the size, then we can continue. So I think it's kind of like that. It's probably a little bit stupid, but it's kind of like that. That might work, and then we always need to calculate the expected size new here. More or less. And then, yeah, that one would be this, and then we continue as well. Less if memory range index is -1, then we'll return -1 here. And we break out of the loop. And then here we return this. Here we basically get an int. I guess it's fine to do it like that. Oops. And then here we would return the start slot index, I guess. Well, if we allocated it, wait, that's the memory range, right? Oh wait, that's a little bit. No, actually, might be fine, right? Well, not really. Hold on. How do I get the correct size or the correct slot then? Hold on, that doesn't work. Because we cannot update two integers at the same time. Well, I guess, wait. No, actually, hold on. That might actually still work, right? Let me think. So we definitely take that out here. And do it like that. What did I just do? Okay. Okay, so we do it like that. And then what we do is basically we take this one here and that is the range dot start index plus the expected size, right? And that is my index. Because expected size plus count is the range that I allocated. I think that works actually. I don't think we need to actually do it like that then maybe. Well, I mean, it kind of works like that. It's fine, I think, to do it like that. And the ranges we're not allowed to remove, basically, I'd say, for now. Maybe that actually works. I don't know. It doesn't sound too stupid what I do here. We need a void 3, I guess. So let me think, how would we do that? I guess we would find a range that fits that index, right? And I guess that's kinda unique in a way. And then otherwise we would add a new range here. That's the idea, right? So either we append / increase free area. Well, actually, then it's probably as well u and start, and then u and well, count is fine, I guess, or size. I guess we can do it like that. In start in size, and then we increase the size of the freed area or create a new range for this. We should add a separate pass that merges ranges over time if they get out of sync, basically. I mean, because it can happen, right, that if we return two ranges and the first one comes in, but it's like the next one, it would create its own range, then the other one comes in, fills the range in between. Now we would need to stitch them back together, preferably. But that can run every nth frame, I guess. Well, actually, maybe it's not even that. Maybe it doesn't need to run every nth frame. Maybe it can be a little bit smarter than that. But let's see. So I think the freelist stuff should hopefully work. Sorry, I need to answer here. All right. All right. I think that allocator might work, but I'm not sure. I don't think I will test that today though, because it's a little bit convoluted to try that. But we just trust me, right, that this works. I think maybe I'm not so motivated to code today, to be honest. So I think what I will do is keep working on my serializer maybe. Or we can do that on stream, but I will change the title of the stream. Let's do that. I'm not too motivated today to do the terrain stuff. We did a little bit. We will get slowly to it. Okay, I will take a quick break, get some coffee again, and then we will continue. And then I mean, maybe I will test the shader today, I'm not sure, because testing it is actually quite cumbersome and problematic, probably, because we need to change basically everything. So let's see. But I will get a coffee first. All right. Let's see if we can do something today. Yeah, I'm a bit tired today. I did a lot of stuff in the flat, so maybe the terrain not the best idea, but I got at least some part done, I guess, and that's the plan. I think, what did I say actually? I think I had a list somewhere. Was it here? Yeah. So I guess I wanted to do that, and I kinda did that, but not really. So I guess I wanted to do one per day. We kinda did that. Is it tested? No. Will it work? Probably not. But what can you do? Okay, so my new text serializer, right? My deserializer actually. It's not how I want it to be yet, and I think we need to change it slightly. Because I want to have backwards compatibility, kinda. So it needs to be it needs to be able to know if something exists or not, basically. So what I would want to do is, let me quickly check my notes. I mean, I guess. Okay, let's go to the header. So what I want to do is, this is the raw data, and then we have a hash map of u and 32 t's to a start of it, right? Like to a property, more or less. Well, yeah, to the start of a property, I would say. Well, I get scope. Maybe we do it like that. And that would be u in 32t start, u in 32t end. Kinda. And that would be this. Maybe. And then we have what is that index here? Yeah, I mean, that's kind of fine, I think. This needs to be mutable as well. And then we have a mutable u and, well, let's do string for now. Current scope, I guess. Something like that, more or less. Probably. And then when we get an object here, we initialize all of those, and then I guess create scope, maybe. Well, I guess we could build it completely here. Something like that. Update scope. Maybe. . And that is basically we read at the current index or the current scope, I guess. Well, I guess it doesn't have a current scope, right, in this case, but if current scope is empty, then we just use it from... Well, actually, if it's not empty, I guess. If we are not empty, then I guess we do scopes at scope hash. Oops. Like that, yeah. I forgot it's like that. And then end index is fire. Let's do that. And then we basically do, yeah, while basically uint64t current index is start index, and then while current index is less than end index. And we basically read the lines here. That would be the idea. So we do an std and we find first of that at current index. So that's the end of line index. And then do I need to do anything there? Hold on. Be not right. So maybe what we want to do is as by property or like assignment. Let's do that. Well, actually, no, never mind. We do end of line index and we do an assignment index. And then I guess whichever one comes first. Or can I do something like what happens if I do this? So basically we look at that, and then if my m data at split index is this, then we are a property. And then we basically just do m scopes at hash fna hash that with the property name, which we need to do. And then we push here the start value start index, value end index. We still need to do that, so that is string view property name is a trim of m data at current index to split index minus current index. Oops. Well, actually substring, I guess, right? Of that to that. That's the property name, and then then const u in 64t. Well, it's probably not that actually. Let's do const auto value start index. Well, I mean, guess we can do u in 64t. Is basically split index plus 1, I would say. Because we want to skip that one. And then the end index is m data find first of, and that is either think, well, not really in the white space, I guess. That's actually a little bit convoluted, probably, what the end index is. Technically, it would be probably... Or maybe I don't care about the end index. Let's do that for now, I guess. Let's find the first of the new lines after the current, well, the value start index. That would be the value end index, value start index. Yeah. This to do this needs to be smarter to ignore \n in strings. If we would support that. Well, I guess we could do if that substring contains that, right? We could do something like that. Well, actually, it has to start as the first thing. I guess it would be basically if mdata add value start index is that, then we basically go up here. Something like that, right? Const char end character is the new line. Less Oh shh. Well, actually, it's maybe not that. Well, it's probably any of the whitespace characters actually by default. I think I have that somewhere here already. Yeah, here. So it's either that. Or if that one value start index. Is that otherwise? If it starts with that one, it's this one. Now we look here for end characters. And we basically have to find that. And then that would be this property. If we have it. Otherwise... Oops. Otherwise, we are not property, I guess. And then we would need a count, basically. So if, well, that has to find something, right? So basically string view, yeah, property name, I guess still fine. I think we do that all the time. Why do we do that all the time? Maybe not actually, never mind. So I guess if... then we are a new line, right? So basically that's the end of the line. So what we would need to do is const... where we first trim, string view trimmed is trim left of mdata substring of current index to split index, I'd say. Well, split index minus current index. trimmed line. And then const uint 64t property and property name and index is mdata find first of to the or to current index. And then there's two options. So either that is the same. So if property name and index equals our split index. Well, actually, we don't need to check that, I guess. uint64t line like scope line count is 1 by default. And then if that is not the same, then we check something, which is basically we try to get a numeric here. So basically string view line count or scope line count, yeah, line count string is our m data dot substring of property name and index and split index minus property name and index. That should give me the end, like the part of the end of the name to the end of the line. And then we can trim that in both directions. And if that is not empty, then we try to parse it. To numeric, I guess. Line count string and my scope line count. Wait, is that a bool? No, right? That's a bool, I think. No, it's an std ROC. Never mind. If error is not std ROC, then we will throw some errors here. Onyx log warn. Failed to parse scope count. And we still need to do the property name. So So that one is for sure then property name and index minus that. Eh? Ah, it's warning, never mind. Trimmed line, I guess this is trimmed line. Oh, I guess this trimmed line here, and then that is just wire trimmed line. Oh wait, that is 0 to and then this is as wire trimmed line from this to the end, I guess. I guess. Maybe. I will put a breakpoint here because I'm not trusting that. I think I'm reading that. I guess I will comment all of those. Well, like that. And then I guess if it's a comment, we skip it. Oh well, we need to advance the current index. So here, current index is a split index, I guess. No. Where is it a split index? No. I guess it's value and index. Kinda. And here, current index is probably as well. Probably as well split index. Well, that is probably split index in this case. I guess. And if the current line is same like is that, then we just continue with current index plus equal split index. I think probably. Let's see what that does. Oh. Okay, so what is the problem? Where is even the problem? It doesn't have a problem or what? Macro redefined. That's new. I've never had that before. Why is it suddenly a problem? That doesn't even make a whole lot of sense. Oh. Ah, I think I can remember what that is. What do I do here? CMake clean? And then CMake build? Probably. Because I updated my Linux today, so it probably updated some C++ things in the background, and then it complained that the precompiled header didn't match the last version. Alright, while that builds, I will be briefly AFK again, getting some water again and stuff like that. Be right back. Did it build? Welcome back, I guess. I am back. That's what I wanted to say, not welcome back. Let's see. Does that build? Well, it seemed to build, right? Okay. Oh, wow, we have a crash somewhere. Nice. Where do we have the crash? In substring. In substring here, I see. Because the property name and index is invalid. Perfect. Exactly what I want. Do we have a scope list already? No. Oh, we do have that. Okay, but then... Well, I guess the current index, right, is 5. Interesting, the current index is 5. Shouldn't you be done already? How did I manage to get to 5 for the current index without a property being pushed? Let's step through that slowly. Split index is 5, okay. Yes. Okay. Property name is object, I guess. Okay. Oh, wait. I see. So that's 3 line counts that I have to do, yeah. So basically at this point here, when we get a... I need to do... How do I do that? I guess we do mdata. Find... First off. \n. That's the line count, right? For each, yeah, u in 64, t I in 0, I less than scope line count, plus plus I. This needs to be smarter again, that we don't do like weirdness here, but for now, to do handle line breaks in strings. I think it's that. That is 6. That sounds kinda wrong. Why would that be 6 though? Oh, because I'm stupid. It has to be like that, right? It's not what I wanted. Kaya. $54, that sounds more correct. Alpha. Why would that be there? Did I fuck my file? Theme? 1, 2, 3. Sorry, yeah. This is current index is value, well, is split index plus 1. Skip to end of object line. Then we skip the rest. That's it. So we basically go down here, then we do this. Yeah. Oh, wait, and I guess we should do if it's empty, right? Yeah. I guess if trim the line is empty, then we just continue. Then we just say current index is split index plus 1 and continue. Really? Why would you be here? Oh, because we deserialize, I see. Wait. Oh yeah, we are in deserialize, and then... No, that's fine. Wait, why is... Length 3. Oh, but we didn't skip it. And we are in 0.25. Accent. Is it this? What is it? Oh, we are in some weird case here. The property name is point accent select. Accent select here, but why? Why did it fail there? And why did it not fail before? Trimmed line is a little bit sus, right? I'm confused how that could happen. Because it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Although it's the first one. There's multiple of those maybe? No, but light to dark has the same thing here. So something else is going on here. Because in my opinion you should skip all of the following lines, right? That's my idea of this. So let's first do the start. And then why is that not already empty? Well, I guess that's an empty line, right? Yeah. Okay, so then we do that. Okay. Oh wait, is it split index plus 1 again? Is that it? That might be it, right? No, it's 190. Hex literal. What? Hold on, what the hell is going on? Okay, I think I want to M data. While cons, well, let's do string view. Current start or like current data. Let's do that. M data substring add current index. Because I want to know what we are looking at. Okay, so the current data is this cappuccino thing. And then we continue. And then we are at that. Oh, wait. I think I know what it is. So if I think we need to handle the comment first. If we are a comment, then we just look for the next new line. That's it. Kinda. Okay. I mean, why would that not work? Oh, because I'm stupid. It's this, not plus equals. Not sure if that now works, but I think that's at least better. Wait. Okay, it's this. Okay, let's see. So we move here forward. We have our scope stuff. And then why are we not skipping? Did I not? I guess I always have to trim them. Well, but hold on, that should have worked probably, because the trim of the next line will then just fix that, right? I think that's fine. Exactly, so this one will continue here, and now we will... How do we manage that? Because I'm stupid. God damn it. How many lines do I have? Okay, well, quite a lot. Let's continue, I guess. Oh, and we are done. Okay, that's good. And I guess what we need to do is scopes. And then here. At the end here, we push our property name with the with what actually? Scope start index, I guess. And then probably current index. I think that's it. And then at the end, scopes. We have one scope here. It goes from 60 to 70. Maybe. Oops. Well, actually, let's move it to 3, and then let's open here theme dot. Yeah. And then this one is... Does it say here? No. But I mean, probably column 5. Actually, string view scope. Let's do maybe unused. Well, let's actually do a string and that is basically data substring of scope start index to scope to current index minus scope start index. And I'm just curious what that is. I mean, that looks fine, right? That looks perfect. Test string. That is actually the complete scope. Nice. So that worked. Alright. That actually worked. That's kinda impressive. Let's see if that works. Oops, I didn't want to do that. Jesus. Not what I wanted. Yeah, tomorrow there will be no stream, well, or late in the afternoon, like late in the evening or afternoon. Not sure. So that is the first scope, and then that is the second scope. Perfect. Okay, that kind of works. That's actually amazing. And then what we would want to do more is when we enter a scope, when we enter a scope, we take the name and we look for that. So basically we... No, that's not what I wanted. We do current scope is format that dot that with our name and our current scope, I guess. Well, that is as long as if current scope. Well, if it's empty, then we do it differently, right? So if it's empty, we do just current scope is the name. Else we do that. And then we hash that and we look for it basically. So scopes in hash And then our M index is our change to dot scope dot start index. And then if we end the scope, we do M current scope is our M current scope remove. Where is there not a remove? Like it's like a suffix, right? Okay, maybe not. Is that just a thing with the? Well, I guess we could do substring of 0 to M current scope, find last of dot. If the index is string view and pos, then we just do M current scope clear errors. Let's start. That would work, I guess. And then the question is, where do we do that currently? In the theme serializer, right? We already do that. So we read that object, and I guess I would want to set a breakpoint here and see if that works. Well, I mean, it probably doesn't work, right? But actually, it kind of worked better than I would have thought it would. Well, it kind of worked until it didn't. Because I don't think it should be 4.5. Oh, well, we are not reading the alpha, I see. Is it like that? Oh, wait. Do I have a special version for numerics again? Oh yeah, I do. So I guess this is a numeric then. And I guess we have another one somewhere. Okay, well then the float, I guess, needs to have as well the base one. Even though, I mean, that's probably a text serializer. Or text deserializer, sorry. Uint 8t base. Oops. Unit 8t base. And I guess JSON deserializer, we need to do the same. Okay, now we go here. This one changes into numeric. This one changes as well into numeric. And yeah, I mean, it technically is not supported, I guess, but whatever. Oops. Yeah, and then we do this. Paste. I think that should be fine. Kinda. that not it? Ah, I kinda did the wrong one, I guess. Wait, more than I guess. Where is that? And then I wanted to have that here. And the other one. As well up there. And I'm not sure. I guess we need the name one as well. With a base. Oops. Oh my god. Okay. And then well, I guess, yeah. We need a couple more functions here. So this one, all of them we need to duplicate. Text serialize or text deserializer. We need this one, double. Perfect. Well, okay, never mind. I wanted to go here. All right, does that work? Maybe. That would be nice if that works. And then I think slowly I am calling it a day for today. I'm super tired today. As usual. No, actually not as usual, but yeah, was quite busy today with like stuff in the apartment. Hopefully settles a little bit down that I have more time to stream and a little bit more motivation, because to be honest, currently my motivation is a little bit low. But we will get back to it, pretty sure. Usually it comes and goes. Okay, so alpha is 0.5. That actually works. The only other question is now, if we read where text serializer, or deserializer, sorry, when we create a scope, what I would want to do is update the scope here. But then how does that work? Will that work is the question, because I guess it would work. Well, let's find out, I guess. So let's put a breakpoint here, let's put a breakpoint here, and then let's see what happens. Because we go here, and then we update the scope, and then we get a beautiful crash. Because my current scope is that, the start index is that, and then we have property name index is invalid again. Because why? What is trimmed line? Eight. I mean, trimmed line is 8. Well, I guess if that is an end pause, then I'd say what we will do is we will put that to the end of the trimmed line. Which is split index plus 1. Well, or split index, I guess. That should be fine, right? Well, what is my scope list then? Okay, we have a couple more entries. I think I would want to see what he adds here, but 60 to 60 sounds a little sus. 10 to 10 sounds as well sus. All right, so what is my content? That is fine. And then that property name here, what is the property name? Okay, yeah, that's fine as well. Okay. Okay, that's that. And then here, that is fine, and I guess property name is chat. Length 5. That is probably wrong. Hold on. Oh wait, actually a couple of them should probably be here, right? And that is probably value start index and then value end index. At least I would assume it's that. Exactly, but the content here is empty. Why? What is property name? Is string, but then is it? Okay, did it again. It's +1 here, right? So that one is the first one, that is test. Probably because I should do that probably. Trim the value. Is a trim left of split index +1, I guess. Is until the end of the line. Well, we don't know the end of the line, I guess. Well, in that case, maybe the value start index is mdata.find first, not of. right? Now we do a trim of that. Trim the value. Well, no, actually no, that's fine, right? And then we look for that, which is the first one of that. More or less. I guess that could work. Okay, test string for T-serializer, perfect. And the property name is string. Okay. Then why are we then here? Oh, because we need to do value index +1, I guess, again. Otherwise we find a new line. Yeah, and then we have chat here, and we have that, and then we are at the end of the scope. Perfect. And then at the read, what we do is when we get a read with a name, we try to find the name. So now we do that because we don't have the actual proper hash, I guess. But we try to find that. Then if iterator is not, well, if it is m current scope end, then we just return false here. What? I mean, that should be fine. Oh, it's not that. Scopes. Yeah. Start. Otherwise, we basically remove that. I think it's that. I think that should be fine. And we kind of do the same here. Just that we put the base here. And I think that might still work, hopefully. Let's see if we get something proper out there. So I guess it worked, because the object looks correct. Okay, yeah, that worked. Nice. I think that is getting there. The serializer, that is getting there. I think I would build now the full file how I would want it and then parse it and see if that actually gets something out or not. Something usable. But I will get something to eat now. And we'll call it a day for today. I want to have a little bit of my weekend as well, and tomorrow I am the full day away, visiting my fiance, who will be soon back, luckily, so that's nice as well. Yeah, that's about it for me for today. We got a little bit done, like more done with the terrain. I think at least the GPU allocator somewhat looks reasonable. It's probably not working, but let's see. We will probably test it in the coming week. But I wanted to get a little bit more done on the new format for files as well. And I think the text deserializer now is in a state where I would be willing to try the first file with it. Then we still need to write this serializer as well, but that one is basically just a copy of the deserializer in the other direction. Well. Thank you very much for joining, though. Not very exciting stuff currently to work on. And the GPU stuff is a lot. So it will take some time with the terrain, because it's pretty much not really done by anyone. So we have to do a little bit of trial and error. Alright. Have a nice rest of your Saturday. I will be back tomorrow in the evening, I think. Unless I'm super tired, but hopefully not. Well, it could happen. I will keep it open. Let's say there is a 60% chance that there is a stream tomorrow. Thank you very much. Take care and enjoy your day. Bye bye.